asset and wealth management executive, are you ready to answer hard financial questions across all your funds? Introducing Sage Intacct, the cloud financial system meeting these demands for investment management firms and used for over $500 billion in assets under management. Interviews with thought leaders in asset management, family offices, private equity and accounting have brought to light the acceleration of the diversification into alternative and illiquid assets such as real estate, infrastructure, private equity, hedge funds or private debt, potentially across multiple geographies. They've recognised the need to protect clients through not only more legal entities but also more complex legal structures. Previously, this sort of structure was only available to large or sophisticated firms. We've seen a major shift to this strategy even among modestly sized firms. Lawyers, tax accountants and auditors agree that the effective utilisation of this strategy is fundamental to the protection of assets, acquisition of assets and the sale of assets. Let me briefly show you how Intacct keeps you in control across your funds, whether you're in wealth management, asset management, private equity or venture capital. In this simple example, a growing real estate company has 3 funds dealing with UK real estate, US real estate and private equity. The tools and processes are equally applicable to different kinds of funds in different locations. We start with a built-in role-based dashboard that instantly captures financial information from across a business. The managers for each fund see just their part of the business. The UK fund managers see just the UK fund. The US fund managers see just the US fund, and so on, while the CFO and Chief Investment Officer can see information across all the funds. Using built-in collaboration tools, executives learn that the recent passing of Brexit has caused concerns about the UK fund and how it's impacting the office overall. A board meeting scheduled for next week is moved up to this afternoon. In the CFO view of the UK real estate fund, we instantly see the latest financial and operational analysis in key performance indicators. We can see that cash is down versus prior quarter, but up versus prior year. Drilling down into the data, we instantly see the transactions driving that metric. Getting to underlying data right inside the system of record is a key component to staying compliant and surviving an audit. Jumping over to a US real estate fund, we see that assets have been suddenly impacted and come down. We are able to see the latest financials and KPIs for instant analysis by the Chief Investment Officer and the CFO. Because asset class is tracked as a dimension, we can see how each individual asset class affects the fund. As we move to the private equity fund, you can see that our private equity company has made a breakthrough. They are getting funding with a post-money valuation of £50 million, up from £5 million. The Chief Investment Officer and CFO both have instant access to this data. Looking at these 3 different funds, we see that they have different focuses but a shared chart of accounts. Because a shared chart of accounts allows for continuous consolidation, the CFO can pull up information from across the organisation. As you can see in this top-level view, overall, we're doing well, and the board wants the top-down picture this afternoon. We are also able to look at the consolidated funds from the perspective of the Chief Investment Officer, gaining additional insights into metrics important to that role. If you work across borders in multiple currencies, the system automatically consolidates to a single base currency for consistent analysis. Beyond tracking what you did and when you did it, it's important to track why you did it. Rather than relying on emails, Sage Intacct provides a consistent front-to-back office compliance tool. You collaborate on decisions and then document those decisions in the context of the financial records they relate to. Note the CFO's comment. After seeing the consolidated data, we have decided to have a renewed focus on UK real estate. We need to analyse by location. Also, we need further cash-on-cash analysis. Great job getting the details for the board book on short notice. Notice the included snapshot of the graph, now permanently stored as part of the conversation. A follow-up note from the Chief Investment Officer says, given the decisions made at the board meeting today, we have a short-term opportunity on a golf course in Newcastle. We are behind in the deal and need to make a decision ASAP, check cash and committed capital. A year from now, when executives are discussing why they shifted focus, they can replace recollections and speculation with a documented decision and audit trail. With a consistent view across all the funds, they can continue to slice and dice by fund, location and asset class, including foreign funds and private equity over time, all with no IT support. With dozens or even hundreds of funds, the process is the same. In summary, using Sage Intacct's dashboards as a starting point, members of the board analyse the strategy in real time using financial and operational data consolidated from across the portfolio. They drilled down to see the meaning behind the numbers, the transactions and the collaborative conversations. Executives were able to define problems and decide what to do next. And then, and this is important, they were able to document those decisions, capturing a record for future discussions. Along the way, automated close and roll-up processes keep the company FRS compliant and audit ready. And because the office has been so successful, it has been able to quickly add funds and keep growing. See how you can gain visibility and control in your wealth and asset management firm by scheduling a live demo of Sage Intacct today.